everyone, welcome to Diamond Dog Training. I'm Joyce and this is Nikki. Our weekly videos give you positive, effective training techniques to help your dogs. We also love to answer questions. This week we have a question from a subscriber. Cheryl has asked, how do I stop my dogs from barking at people as they go by my property? How do I stop them from barking at people and dogs on a walk? To teach your dog to ignore distractions, we need to start right here in the house where there are no distractions, nice and quiet. And we need to help our dogs to learn that when we say the word touch, that they're going to turn away from any distraction, come right back to you and touch your hand. So we're going to try it with Nikki first, and we're going to work on teaching her touch. When she's reliable in here, we'll add a distraction, and then we'll add a couple more distractions. And when she is coming to me and touching my hand every time I say the word touch, then we'll move outside. And we hear some kids playing outside, so it should be a good time to do it. How do we teach touch? We don't say the word. Remember, you teach the behavior first, then you add the cue. So my cue is going to be touch, but she has to learn the behavior. And the behavior is to take that pretty little nose of hers and touch the back of my hand. Now, I'm not going to use a clicker because I may not have a clicker with me outside. I'm going to do a mouth click. We're going to teach Nikki to touch. I'm going to take the back of my hand and I'm going to put it very close to the top of her nose. All she has to do is reach up and touch it. When she does, I'm going to do a mouth click. Let's see how it goes. Nikki touched, so I am going to do that. We want her to think every time she touches the back of my hand, she can always count on a treat, always. Now inside, I'm not going to use the real high value treats. Now chicken is pretty high value for Nikki. If you remember, we made the chicken treats in the episode, Homemade Dog Treats, so you can, there's a link here if you'd like to go to that episode and make your own dog treats because it is fun. And if you haven't made your guess for how many treats are in the bowl, go to that episode and make your guess. We'll see if you can win the Nita Otis in the brick. We're going to take my hand again, back of my hand, and Nikki touches, I click, and I give her a treat. Now, there are other treats that you can use that are actually very good little treats, and they're called Charlie Bears. They come in a number of different flavors. I'll put the link up there for you to see where you can purchase them. They're nice and small, only 5 calories per treat, and they are great for this type of training because they go in your pocket and your pocket doesn't get all smushed with cheese or anything like that. When she touches, I click and I reward her. Try not to take your hand to her. I almost took my hand too close to her that time, so it's her touching me. So, do you think I'm ready to add the word? Do you think I would bet $500 if I put my hand down that she's going to touch my hand? I think so. Touch. Good. Just a little touch with that nose, that's all we want. So I'm adding the cue when I know she is really reliable at touching my hand. Now we're going to see if she'll actually come off the bench to touch my hand. Nikki, touch. Girl, she likes her bench. There we go. We're going to do it again. Nikki, touch. Any touch on my hand is fine. No problem. Okay? Oops, careful. There we go. Nikki, touch. Good girl. Lots of praise while she's doing this because she has to, remember, come away from lots of distractions. Do it again. Nikki, touch. Good girl. All right. She didn't quite hit my hand, but we'll settle for it. She always does her play bow, so she's going to be offering that soon. Nikki, touch. Good girl, that's my lady. So, what do you think? You think we're ready to add a distraction? Let's add the dog. Silly old dog here that is going to just come out and let Nikki say hello to it. Okay. Nikki, touch. Good girl. She doesn't really care about the dog. All right, okay. So what else can we add? I don't know. How about a bottle? We'll add a bottle of water. Just to give her something to have a distraction. Nikki, touch. Good girl. And we just keep adding those distractions. Now, if we had a cat in the house that ran by, that would be a great distraction. But just add little distractions. Let's put an avocado on the ground. Don't think she really likes them, and you know dogs cannot have avocados. They're horrible for them, but I'm not going to let her eat them. So, and we're going to put it down, and we're going to say, Nikki, touch. Good girl. So we get her to go away from the avocado. That just happened to be laying on the counter. Touch. Good girl. Still wants to do that play back. Good girl. Nice job. Nikki, touch. Good job. We'll get rid of the avocado. We're going to move outside. There's going to be all kinds of distractions. So as soon as I walk out the door, I'm immediately going to ask Nikki to touch. And when I do, she's going to come back to me and touch. And then I'm going to click and feed. But I'm not going to be using chicken. I've taken some ham and I've put it in a bag with some of the chicken treats. So the ham and the chicken treats sort of get all rolled together. It's just smellier and tastes better. Remember, there's always 100% reward after you click and then you feed them. Good girl. Good girl, Nick. Good girl. We're outside now and you touch. Good girl, B. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to get my dogs to touch my hand. They're out here to run around. So, touch. Good girl. Whatever the distractions are, they know they can always come back to me. Good job, B. Lots of praise. Lots of good girl. Because you know there's lots out here to bark at. They can go out in the yard, they can run, they can have a good time, but they also will come back to me when I ask them to. Touch. Good job. Good job. Touch. Good baby. All right. This is Ham, so we're really motivated today. This is what I do with my dogs. I come out in the yard. I'm with them. I'm playing with them. I can do things with them. People walk by, and yes, they're going to bark. Now, we don't want her to think that she barks and gets a touch, so we do it quickly. We touch. Good girl. So B doesn't believe that it is just simply come out, bark, and get a treat. Touch. I use the same hand for both dogs, and I say their name first, and then when they come and touch, I click and then I feed them. They'll bark a little bit. They're dogs, but I know that if they start to bark, whether it's a squirrel or something, I'll let them bark. But if it's people walking down the street, or if it's someone that is walking by, or a noise or something that is something they really don't need to bark at, then the first thing I'll say to them is, Nikki, touch. Girl. And she will come from any part in the yard to touch. Did you touch? Good girl. Remember, all you're doing is clicking when that nose touches. I always feed them on the ground. I'm not going to feed them when they're jumping up on me, and I'm not going to have them touch me when they're jumping up. You know, we're still working on keeping them to have their feet off. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring that little bell, and send me some comments and some questions. Thank you. And bye from Diamond Dog Training, from Nikki and from Bibi and Joyce. Bye-bye. Good job, ladies. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job, ladies. Good job. You're just so smart.